morning. Good morning. Good morning. We're going to get started this morning we're going to talk about social media. And I don't think that this is going to be a really traditional social media training because we're going to talk about prospecting via social media. And our goal, right now, who we are on the Fierce Life, we're not really social sellers. We're not. We have an affiliate marketing program. We have digital marketing. We have an online platform, but we are paid via network marketing. So whenever we enroll someone, or we enroll an individual into our business, we're getting paid not to necessarily enroll that person, but we're paid to enroll that person and launch an entire team. So I see Jennifer on, she's just getting started. So I enrolled Jennifer, and that's great. Jennifer got started, but ultimately now I need to help Jennifer launch her business. And the better I help her launch her business, the more that I'm getting paid. And the more that she's getting paid. And so we have to remember that we're not really social sellers, because if we're social selling, then we're just making those retail sales and we're not building a deep residual income. But if I can get Jennifer launched and she's telling people, and all these people have customers, then I'm making a 30% profit on check match on everything that she's doing on down her line forever, right? And so I ultimately want to launch her. So many people get excited about, I got to recruit, but really getting a recruit is it's like having I don't know, the appetizer before the meal, right? Like that one recruit is just getting started. The responsibility now is to launch that entire team. And so we get paid to enroll and launch teams. So really the reason why we're using social media is to prospect for our network marketing business and our network marketing products, and then to teach our team how to prospect. Does that make sense? So when I go on to social media, I'm not thinking how many bottles of Renew can I sell? I mean, I'm probably going to sell some Renew. I'm going to sell some collagen, but I'm really thinking about who can I attract into my business to build a business. I just did a reel about this. I feel like I just shared this. No, I shared it on my call with Renee Lynn this morning with Dr. Gerber. But so we own a coffee shop. I think you guys know that. We own a coffee shop. So we're going to franchise our coffee shop. So we were going to be doing it right now, but now we're building 3. So God had a plot twist. So, but we're going to franchise our coffee shop. And so I want to take you to this world outside of network marketing. I want to take you into brick and mortar, because it's going to probably make more sense with that, because I want you to go here for a minute and I want you to put the answer into the chat. Okay. So are you guys ready? I want you to really think about this like it's an algebra problem. Okay. So we're going to franchise our coffee shop. So when we go to franchise our coffee shop, we want to open in about 6 different areas across the US.
Oh my God.
We have a cookie cutter system. Like they're going to order the coffee from the same place. There's merchandise. There's, the tea is the same. They sell crystals. They do pop-up shops. Like today they have someone coming in from a boutique. So that's what we do. And we want to replicate this all throughout the US. It's a very hippie vibe, all vegan. But people don't even know it's vegan, but it is vegan. So the coffee is fair trade. I mean, so lots of philanthropy going on in there. I mean, just a beautiful setting, a beautiful vibe and experience. Okay. That's what the shop is. So as we go and we're going to franchise it, we're looking for owners, like other people that want to build the business, right? So we've got to find other people that are like, okay, I want to take this and I want to go out and I want to open my own shop and build my own business, right? So when we go out to do that, here's the algebra question. We need owners that have amazing experience. We need owners with grit. We need owners with fire. We need owners that are willing to work. We need owners that can grasp the vision and go with it. And I'm going to ask you a question about the coffee shop. This is the algebra problem. Does it even matter if the owner drinks coffee? I just want you to put it in the chat. Does it matter if my owner even drinks coffee? No, it doesn't matter. It matters, do they know how to run a business? Do they know how to sell coffee? Do they know how to attract people that can that drink coffee? Does this make sense? That's what matters. And for some reason, when we get into network marketing, all of a sudden we get, and I don't know what it is, but we get into the feels of, okay, I got to lead with the product. I got to find this person. I'm going to recruit them on the product. And then when they love the product, then they're going to build a business. And if you're leading with the business, that's wrong. But I want you to go back to the brick and mortar. Would it be a mistake? I hope some of you guys are okay with me right now. I'm just trying to get you there for a second before we jump into this. Would it be a mistake if I went out and before I even found the franchise, would it be a mistake, the franchise owners, would it be a mistake if I went into the communities and just started trying to sell the coffee when the store wasn't even open yet? Would it be a mistake if I was doing all these Facebook posts and I'm trying to sell the coffee and be like, come in, buy my coffee, buy my coffee, buy my coffee, but there's no shop yet? Does this make sense? There has to be a shop. There has to be a place for these people to come to. And so I want you to feel this for a second. We are in pre-launch of a digital company. We are in pre-launch of what appears to be the biggest ever e-commerce global seamless platform. And right now you have one opportunity, and that is to find people that you can open your franchise with. That's what a pioneer gets paid to do, to open franchises. So you are looking right now for people that have grit, that have fire, that want to build a business. There's nothing wrong with that. There should be no, like, if you're having guilt about that, then something's wrong, or somebody's trying to lay guilt on you about that, something's wrong. We are in pre-launch. So right now, if you take nothing away from this, you have to go out and you have to find people that can build a business. Now, do the products have to be good? Yes, the products have to be good, but most of us have a basis with Dr. Dan Gubler. Most of us know the products are liposomal. Most of us know that the Renew capsules are the weirdest things in the world, because if you have a headache, you take 2 and your headache goes away. But it's really weird because also if you're inflamed, your ankles are swollen, you take 2, the swelling goes away. And then your shoulder hurts a little bit and it makes that go away. Like, they're the weirdest thing. They work for everything. Most of us know that Dr. Dan Gubler's collagen, you take the collagen and suddenly you're younger looking in 5 days. Like the product, Dr. Dan Gubler's products work. And so at some point you have to be like, these are the most disruptive products I've ever seen. They work. We're in pre-launch of what's going to be the biggest digital platform company of all times that's global. And I've got to go find right now, I have an opportunity of a lifetime to go out and find people that want to build this business with me. If you understand what I'm saying, I want you to put in the chat, I'm seeking business builders. Okay? If you understand what I'm saying, I want you to say, I'm seeking business builders. 3 years from now, if you're saying we got to lead with the product, I might be on your bandwagon. But right now, that is not where we're at. We have 90 days. We have 90 days to go out and build a base like none other. And so you've got to understand what you're looking for. Like everything that's behind us is behind us. What's in front is in front. And we are going forward with an amazing, amazing power, which by the way, because we're talking about social media, just to clear the air, earlier in the week, I made a post that said, I applied for a job. I did not take a job. I literally was in this place of, and I'm not there right now, but it was a moment a day when I had a couple of hard conversations, a couple of people whining about stuff. You guys have to know what I'm talking about. And I was like, I'm going to have to go to work and get to work. Man, what if I just had a boss and I would just go in and I didn't have to create content and I didn't have to answer to anybody and I didn't have to make Facebook posts and I didn't have to lead and I could prep my feet up and let somebody else do all the hard work. I should do that. You guys, this is not new to me. It's usually like, I will be like, I should be a trash truck driver. Like if I'm in a funk over the years, George and Stevie have a joke that they say Amy is having a garbage collector moment. And so I had been on, for that day, I had been on the phone with so many leaders that were like, you know, in this place of, I wasn't quite ready to go out and build fast. And what am I going to do? And my Facebook post was basically like, as an entrepreneur, like right now, you're probably psyched. Like I'm psyched right now. There are days and moments that you're like going up. And then there are times that, you know, somebody says no, and you're going to go down a little bit. Does that make sense? And then somebody says yes, and you're up and down. It's how it is. And then you've got to get it so that you can level out and you just start going up. But in that moment, I was like, hey, these things happen. In fact, I had my highest check ever. It was $33,000 for the week. And I'm posting that. And on the same night, I was like, man, people are kind of annoying today. I should just get a job. And I was like trying to like, are you guys okay with me saying this? Like, I'm just being real with you, because if I'm not, who will be? Like, if I don't tell the truth, like, I'm not like always laying on the beach and like feeling good about life. Like everybody goes through it. But at that moment, I was like, I'm going to get disciplined. I'm going to get decided. I'm going to go after this. And that's what I did. And I haven't looked back. And I was just trying to say that's going to happen as an entrepreneur. I didn't go get a job. I was having what I call a garbage collector moment. And I think as a leader, I owe it to you to put it out there. I owe it to you that you know that it's like this. And at some point you go, I am in it to win it. And that's what it's like. So that's what it's about. I'm in it to win it. So in fact, we are so close to 5-star as a team. I think we're going to finish up tonight. So it's really exciting. So things are going good. Okay. So that post was with intent, by the way. When I made that post was with intent. Okay. So I put that post out there with intent to attract, guess what? Other entrepreneurs. That was intentional, because that post goes out and other entrepreneurs, people that have been like this, I want them to look at me and go, oh, she thinks like that too. And she's willing to put it out there. I want to do business with her. Does that make sense? So from this day forward, when prospecting on social media For the next 90 days, we are prospecting to attract business builders. If I don't teach that, everything in me wants to say, attract 3 new capsule users, because then I'm not going to have a target on my back and nobody's going to say anything mean about me. But that's not I've got to be real with you. You have to attract business builders right now, because we are looking to start a business. We're in pre-launch. There are you have one opportunity to go in and make so much money and change your family forever. But the only way you're going to do that is to find other people with grit and with fire and with vision and with hope. And so you're going to try to attract that into your life. In fact, I think Corey said that do we have a post? Is that this Monday or next Monday that we have a posting pod? Next Monday?
This Monday.
This Monday. And so we have a new posting pod starting. So you'll be able to get that on the Shout app that's going to give you posting ideas. But here's where we're at. During this particular training, I'm not going to give you a bunch of details. I'm not going to give you a bunch of time frames. This is I'm not going to say post at this time or that time. I mean, I feel like you post when it hits you, when that energy strikes and you're feeling it, and it's probably for somebody that's going to read it. Going forward from this is number 1. From this day forward, you are no longer a consumer of content. You are a creator. You are no longer a consumer of content. You are a creator. So you want to write that down. I am no longer a consumer. I am a creator. Your social media is going to bring you revenue. You are no longer a consumer. You are a creator. That means that you're going to begin to attract business into your life. So that's number 1. So when you go on social media, you are there for one purpose: to get content ideas or to give content. That's it. That's why you're there. That's the only reason why I'm there. I am a creator and not a consumer. That's number 1. Number 2, your job is to give value to other people on your page. So on social media, every single day, you are giving value. This kind of goes a little bit to what I was teaching in the last session. You have the opportunity to make people see themselves as gold, as who they are. You have the opportunity to build people up. You have the opportunity to make every single person that comes across your page feel like they can win, to give them ideas, to give them hope, to make them laugh. But the only way you can get into that place is to get over your own self, is not to worry about what people are going to think or say about you. You are there for one purpose, and that is to create. You're not consuming someone else's opinions. It doesn't matter. If you could be and if you could be anything you wanted to be, if you could act any way you wanted to act, if you could say anything that you would want to say without the weight of other people's opinions, what would you say? What would you do? What would your Facebook, your Instagram, your TikTok look like if you truly could live out loud? And that's what you've got to start doing, is you've got to start living out loud. And it is by choice. So many times we live below our purpose because we're so worried about what other people are going to say or think. And are they going to say and think things? Yeah, they really are. I thought about this the other day when I was at the grocery store, though. If I live by someone's approval or praise, I will die by their criticism. You know, sometimes when people try to poof me up and, oh, you're so, oh, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, if I live by your praise, I'm going to die by your criticism. So I'm grateful for that, but I know who I am, and I'm here to serve with or without anyone else's opinions. And that's where you've got to get Shannon and Wendy and Dory and Leanne and Megan and Pam. You've got to put yourself out there. You've got to think, when someone comes across my page, I'm going to create content so that every individual that crosses my page, they're going to know their goals. You know, I went through a lot of things in my life. I went through a lot of things, quite honestly, in the last year or so, a last year and a half in my leadership. And there are times that I think to myself, you know, Satan picked the wrong person because he didn't win and he didn't kill me. I will not shut up about freedom. I will not shut up about someone finding their own self-worth, because I know what it's like to not have it and doubt at every minute. And so I am telling you guys, you are worth more than gold. Like when you start putting stuff out onto your page and into the world, the things that you really want, the things that can change people's lives, when you get over the weight of other people's opinions, and sometimes that opinion, that weight is sitting on the couch next to you. Sometimes it's laying in the bed next to you at night. Sometimes it's the person you're eating dinner with. Sometimes that is the weight of the opinion that's keeping you from being who you are. You do it anyway. You do it anyway. You show up who you are anyway. What do you want to say? What do you want to create? What do you want to put out into this world? And you show up big and you begin to do it who you are. So every day you're putting out content. Talk about things that you can do to help other people, to change other people's lives. Like, what are those things? I've said this so many times. Like, I taught my kids all to read before they went to school. They were so bored in the, kindergarten, first and second grade, because I had already taught my kids how to read. I'm teaching my grandson how to read right now. Like, he's starting to read books, and, he's 4 years old, almost 5 years old. And so also last week I was doing stories about him trying to trap a leprechaun, but he's writing on a piece of paper. I'm not saying, hey moms, let me show you how to teach your kid how to read, but I'm showing them how to do it, right? And so you want to put your content out there. Are you great at cooking? Talk about cooking. Did you lose a bunch of weight and you did it by eating low carb, and you can teach other people how to do it? Do it. Do you have a bunch of kids and you can help people know how to handle their life? Put that out there. Are you great at travel and you can tell everybody the best hotels to go to and when to go there and why? Do that. Are you great at fixing hair and you could give people tutorials? Do that. If you're great at makeup, do that. Whatever it is that you're great at, you put it out into the world. You put it out into the world because you are a creator and you're helping other people. You're giving value for a skill set that you have. When I married my husband, I couldn't cook a lick, like at all. I didn't like my mom. By the time she had me, like I was a surprise. I was kind of, my parents were married, but my dad kind of raised me. So I never learned how to cook. I didn't know how to do any of this, but my gosh, nowadays with Pinterest and the recipes on Instagram and Facebook, I could have showed up my sister-in-law because I know how to follow a recipe. I mean, some of you guys are in a position that you could be putting information out there to help other people to get through their places in life. And that's what you've got to do. I want you right now in the chat to write down in the chat 2 things that you're good at, that if you were to get over your own insecurities, that you could help other people with. I want you to write it down in the chat. What are 2 things that you're good at that you could help other people with? Leadership. What are 2 things that you're good at? Baking and budgeting. I love that because it has nothing to do with 3. Dancing and shopping. Baking and being a real estate agent. Gardening, cooking, non-toxic living, motivation. What else? What are you good at? Interior makeovers, self-care, being a breast cancer survivor, cooking and empowering, skin therapist, faith, children and art. I love it. Sewing, planning trips and moving from place to place, hunting and fishing. I love this. Singing, children, reflexology and nutrition, praying for others, comfort and understanding, organizing and cooking, motivation and writing. I have goosebumps for some reason. Worship and guitar, hiking and cooking, cooking, no Coke, travel and leadership, nutrition and fitness. You guys, you take those things that you are good at and you put it out into the world. And then people are going to start coming and looking at your page because of the content that you're putting out. Every moment that you don't do it, then you're dimming your light. You're allowing other people to dim your light. I work for it. This has happened to me so many times in my life. But I'm over it. But I worked at a church as an executive pastor for a while, and we grew the church from 0 to 1,000 people. During my time, I'm like promoting and all of this, and we're growing it. And people in the congregation started feeling, I guess, jealous. And the pastor said to me, "You're growing this so good, but there are people that feel like you're too empowered. Do you mind just kind of sitting back for a while? We'll still pay you. We'll take your ideas, but do you mind just sitting back a little bit?" And I did that. I sat back, but I dimmed my light, right? I dimmed my light so as to not hurt other people. And so you can't dim your light. You've got to put yourself out there, regardless of judgment, regardless of all those things. You've got to put yourself out there. So you're putting yourself out there onto social media. And this is the next thing that you've got to do. You've got to really figure out, who are you trying to attract? We're going to start bringing the 3 into this, but right now we're talking about who you are, because you're going to attract people that are like you. We've got to get you in your strength zone and putting information out about what you can give out to people, so that people come to you for advice about what your strength is. Okay. And so the next thing that you want to do is you want to design your avatar. And I am a big believer in this, because I think it helps so much with self-esteem, and it helps you to be true to who you are when you're posting. And so I want you to think a little bit about in your business, what does the person look like? Who is the person that you want to attract? So just kind of close your eyes for just a second. Just close your eyes. And I want you to think a little bit about your perfect avatar. Who would you want to attract into your business? Like the one person. I want you to think about, what is their attitude like? What are they like? I mean, are they shy? Are they grit-filled? Are they funny? What's their personality like? What are they like? I want you to think about that. What is the personality of your perfect recruit? What is it like? What does that person do for a living? What's that person do for a living? How old is that person? That perfect person that you're like, man, how old are they? What's their family like? Like, what is their family like at this moment? What do they look like? What does that perfect person look like? What do they look like? Now I want you to think about this. What's their name? What are you going to name that person? What's that person's name? Okay, open up your eyes. And in the chat, I want you to describe your perfect person, and I want you to tell me their name. Like just, but you guys can open up your eyes. In the chat, do just this. You don't have to describe them. Write down the name of your perfect person. What did you name them? I want to see these names. Sarah, Rose, Cindy, Jennifer, Susie, Karen, Laura Lee, Ruby, Nora, Kathy, Jackie, Kathy, Swen, Kathleen, Beth, Faith, Lakin, Carrie, Kathy, Ralph, Amy, Emily, Amy, Johnny, Bernita, I love it, Gloria. Okay, now this is what I want you to do. Somewhere around your computer, or somewhere like maybe in the case of your phone, I want you to write down that name of that person, because every time you post anything, I want you to think, when you're posting, like my avatar's name is Megan. Would Megan be attracted to this post? Would Megan like this info? Would this attract Megan into my business? Does that make sense? Whatever the name of your person is. And every time you post, what I want you to think about is you're trying to attract Megan or whoever your person is, Vernita, Beth, Emily. You are not trying to attract your cousin that talks about you at the family reunion. You are not trying to attract your sister. You are not trying to attract your husband. You are trying to attract that avatar, that person that you're looking for, is who you are trying to attract into your business. If you are not a red personality, the only personality type that does not have problems with this is a red personality. A red personality does not care what anybody thinks or why they think it or when they think it. They're like, get out of my way. I'm a red. But the other three personality types always have in the back of their mind, what's somebody going to say? What are they thinking? It's human nature. And so whenever you go to post, you've got to think it doesn't matter what they think. It matters, what does my avatar think? Is my avatar attracted to what I'm putting out? You've got to lay aside anybody that would judge you. I'm still like every time I make a post, probably not really anymore, but I'll make posts and I'll be like, that's going to ruffle somebody's feathers. That, like, I know that my sister's going to be talking about that one. I know that, like, I think those things. I'm probably going to get a message about that one, but I'm not here to attract those people. I'm here to attract Megan. Does that make sense? And so is what I'm doing attracting my avatar, Megan. Okay, so number one, you are a consumer, not a creator. Number two, you're giving value to other people every day. And that has nothing to do with the company three. That has everything to do with you every day. Value, value, value. You're talking about your skill set. You're helping other people feel like gold. Number three, you've designed your avatar in your mind. You know exactly who you're trying to attract. And now we're going to go into some very definitive things to focus on. So number four, you're going to use video. I am over, O-V-E-R, over listening to people talk about how they can't, why they don't need to do social media. I'm assuming that the fact that you're on this training, that's not you. I'm assuming that you're on here because you're over it too. Like if somebody says to me, I don't do social media, I'm like, man, do you want me to tell you what I think in my mind for real? No, I better not say it, had I? Should I say it? You want me to say it, Mary Jo? When they go, I don't got to do that. I don't need to do social media. And then I'm like thinking, then I don't need to do you right now. Because if you're not doing social media, it is going to be so long and so hard. And you're going to have to be reaching out to all these cold calls and your armpits are going to be sweating and you're going to have a bunch more rejection. So I don't know, like I just do it, you know? And so I'm so over that. And so you've got to do video. Video is not an option. Video has like 90% more engagement than anything else. Video, you guys, the best video is a live video on Instagram or Facebook. That's the best video is a live video on Instagram or Facebook. Okay, that's number one. Also, videos can be in your stories where it's your voice, it's video, you're talking. Videos can be in Reels, videos can be in TikToks. I don't know anything about LinkedIn. I probably need to learn it, but I'm not going to train it because I don't even know anything about it. So lives on Instagram and Facebook, stories, Reels, and TikToks. You've got to put yourself out there. I'm talking with Dr. Gerber this morning about this. I do not have a huge following. Like I don't. I have 7.4 thousand followers on Facebook and like 2,500 on Instagram and like 400 or something on TikTok. But I have a very engaged audience. Like I can get so much engagement off of one post, but that's because I post to my avatar. I give content like what I put out, who I am, what I put out is I put out leadership. I put out self-worth. I put out overcoming obstacles. I put out unmasking yourself. Those are the things that I talk about over and over and over all day long. People can count on that same content all day long. So people will say things to me like, when I'm having a bad day, I go and look at your posts. Like some of you guys, if I, you know, I don't know, like if I want to, I am going to start running. I just signed up for a race. I'm probably going to go look at Dory's stuff, you know, about running, and I'm going to go look at that every day. But you've got to get yourself out there, and you've got to use video. Okay. Video is not an option. Now, next week, we're going to talk a little bit about specific skill set of how to do video, but I'm going to say something that's almost going to sound so snarky, but it's not snarky. It's like just legit. Get a 15-year-old to help you. Like if you don't know what to do, what 15 or 16-year-old can you say, will you come help me? Because I need to do some videos. Corey's going to put the posting pod up on Monday. It's going to ask you all these open-ended questions. You say to that 15 or 16-year-old, can you come over on Monday or Tuesday and help me to do what this posting pod's telling me to do? You have them do that 2 or 3 days. You're going to be a professional. But does that make sense? You want to do that. So you want to do that. So let's talk a little bit about video. I am going to ask you that in the next 24 hours that you do a live video. And this is what I want your live video to be. I want your live video to be 2 minutes on why did you decide to join a startup digital platform. I don't want you to use the word MLM. I don't want you to use the word network marketing. I want you to do a 2-minute video on why did you just choose to join a startup online platform or a startup e-commerce company or a startup digital platform. How many of you guys know why you chose that? If you know why you chose to join, put it in the chat. I know why. I know why. And I want you to do a 2-minute live video on why did you choose it? Why? 2 minutes, not 20 minutes, 2 minutes. And I want you to get your camera and I want you to put, like, when you do your camera, you're going to look right here. Don't look at your face, look right here in your camera. And I want you to get in good light in front of a window outside. And I want you to do 2 minutes of why you chose this. And I want you to put that out there into the world. That's a live video. Then on your stories, I want you just to do a couple of stories where you get on your stories and you're talking about what you're doing today. I'm going to the movie today. I'm going out to eat today. Me, I ate vegan for 3 months to get the inflammation out of my body. And now I'm eating meat again. So I'm going out for the first time to a steakhouse and I don't know when, and I'm going to enjoy it. And so I'm going to talk about that. And so talk about in your stories what you're doing every day, but you have to use video. Video is what's going to attract, okay? We're going to go into some details next week, but right now we're just getting started. Okay, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to post written content. So when you're doing videos, you probably, in the future, you're going to get to every day. So every day for the next 30 days, some type of video needs to happen, whether it's a live video, whether it's a video on your story, or it's a reel. Those are all videos. For the next 30 days, at least one video needs to happen. Some of you guys right now have just checked out when I said that. I didn't even mean it as funny, but I see you guys laughing. That must be like a guilt laughter. I don't know. But some of you guys have already been like, I ain't gonna do that. But you guys, why not? You know what? Y'all, we did this on one of my other teams. Some of you guys just need to find an accountability partner. Like I think Wendy and Lee, I don't know what's going on in your heads, but you two, I don't even know if you know each other, but you two need to be video accountability partners. You need to get in the chat and get each other's phone numbers. And so that you hold each other accountable to doing a video every single day, because I saw you two laughing at that. So I'm expecting to see a group chat from you guys going, we're doing our videos every day. Anyway, so you've got to be doing that every day, 30 minutes. It does get easier. You just got to put yourself out there. And it doesn't have to be a live video. It can be a story. It can be a reel. It can be anything like that. 30 days, you've got to put yourself out there. Okay, you're going to be doing posts. Now, there are a million different things, and I don't follow any of them, just so you know. Like, I'm a total rule breaker with this. But it's like 3, 2, 1. So for 3, 2, 1, for every 5 posts, 3 plus 2 plus 1, right? That's 6. 6 posts. 3, 2, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 posts. 3 of your posts have nothing at all to do with 3 or your business. They have to do with whatever you're talking about in your life. Okay. 2 are going to be semi about your business. So maybe just a little bit. So maybe you show a picture of the Zoom that you're doing, but you don't really go in and talk about it. And 1 is going to be a really strong right hook post where maybe you're talking about why you did this. Like the video today is going to be a right hook post where you're talking about why you're doing it. That when people are going to your page, they're seeing all this content about whatever it is you're talking about. 2 times you might just kind of mention what you're doing with 3, and then 1 time it's going to be a really good right hook post. Your stories going across the top of your social media should be talking about your life. What did you eat? Where did you go? Did you wear makeup? Did you not wear makeup? Who did you go with? Why did you go there? What was it like? You're sharing your life online. And what if you're like, I'm a private person? Get over it. You want to be a millionaire in social media marketing? You can't be a private person. You got to put it out there. Nobody's going to stalk you. I mean, I have a couple of weirdos that message me, but when they do, I just delete and block them. I mean, it's okay. So you're just going to keep on keeping on. So that's what you want to do. Now, the next thing that you want to do is on Facebook, you want to send out 5 friend requests every day. On Instagram, just go ahead and start following 5 people a day. We're going to clean that up later. Those of you guys that are social media marketers are going to be like, you're going to make their numbers out of rhythm and all that. We're going to clean that up later. Just follow 5 people every day. Go in and tell people happy birthday. Tell them on their wall, and also leave them an audio on the messaging in social media or Instagram. Tell them happy birthday with your voice. Does that make sense? So on their wall, tell them happy birthday, and go into messaging and say happy birthday. That's just being social. When you're on there, when you're on social media and people are popping up, if they have a cute top, tell them. If you think something positive, say it. Like, don't hold back. Does that make sense? You want to be the nicest person on there, the nicest person on social media. Somebody had a vacation. Oh my gosh, that looks beautiful. Where did you go? You like somebody's dinner looks good. Oh my gosh, I love steak. Was it amazing? Like, you're going to be talking to people on their wall, if that makes sense, all the time. Now, as you're doing all of these things and you're getting very social, you're putting yourself out there, you're telling people happy birthday, you're on people's walls, you're going on to people's stories and you're commenting on their stories. You're taking 20 minutes in the morning and 20 minutes at the night. Some of you guys are looking at me like, how in the world am I going to have time to do that? Do it on the toilet. Like, be like, I'm going to sit on the toilet for 5 more minutes. Like, I'm just getting real with you guys. Like, you figure out time to do it. You do it in your car. If you get groceries, you sit there. If you spent 20 minutes in the morning and 20 minutes at the night doing it, you guys can make so much money. There are some of you guys that have been with me for 20 years, and I look at you right now and I can read your faces without you even opening your mouths. And I know what you're thinking. And I literally am so glad that this is a hybrid event and you're not here with me right now, or I literally take you outside and make you do the videos. Anyway, but you got to do this, you guys. It's going to make your life so much easier. And you're going to see why in just a second. Because when you decide to do this, you will no longer be working in the cold market another day in your life. You will no longer, I never, ever, ever, ever say to a waiter, you would be so good at doing what I'm doing. They would be like, you are like, what are you, a network marketer? That's what they would be saying. What I say to a waiter is I have a conversation with them, and if I like them, I say to them, oh my gosh, I love your energy. Are you on social media? Because I want to follow each other. And I get their information and I get them on my social media, and I start following them and they start following me, and I start building a relationship. I never have to do any of that weirdo. Like when I was in Mary Kay, we had the 3-foot rule. Like if they're around you, like you talk to them. I literally would go across the room and I would see somebody and I'd be like, I noticed you from across the room and you are so beautiful. I would love to share with you what I'm doing. I would do these things, right? And there's like, back then that was okay and it worked. But right now you live in this world of social media that you literally can warm the market so much that you never have to do that. Are you guys with me? Is this that what? Yeah. I hope this is helping you guys. Okay, so you're doing all of this, and then this is what happens. Are you guys ready? My prospect list is warm. When I call people, they're actually expecting my call. Nobody thinks I'm weird. I don't have a bunch of ghosting, because all day long I have put out content, warm the market, warm the market, warm the market. Are you guys with me? Warmed it, warmed it, warmed it, warmed it. They know who I am. They know what I'm doing. They know I'm showing up day after day after day, because I told them happy birthday, told them I like their shirt. I was serious. I was the nicest person on social media. So when I go to contact them, guess who they want to say yes to? Me. Because people buy things from people they know, trust, and like. Are you guys with me? And so it completely changes the face of my business, because I'm so social on social media that some of the things that people deal with, I never have to deal with, because I choose to stay social on my social media, putting out who I am, unmasked, following new people, telling them I like them, teaching my team to do the same thing. Are you guys with me? So I'm building my 100% prospect list. Who are they? Who are they? I'm looking at my stories, going across who's liked my stories. It's who likes my stories. So I'm writing the people's name that are liking my stories. They're going on my prospect list. Who liked my photos? They're going on my prospect list. Who commented? They're going on my prospect list. Are you guys with me? And what's good for the goose is good for the gander. So if you're saying hi to somebody, they're going to say hi back. If you're looking at their wall and you're talking to them and you're responding to what they have going on in their life, they're going to go back and look at your wall and respond to what's going on in your life. If you're commenting and watching their live video, when your live video goes up, it's going to go up and say, Kim McIntosh is doing a live video. Because you were engaged on social media, people are going to see it, because the algorithm now likes you, and now you're going to have more people watching. And here's what happens. Somebody's watching my story all day long. They're going to go on my prospect list, but they're watching it. They're liking my story. Corey likes my story. I'm going to say to Corey, oh my goodness, thank you so much for supporting my post. That means the world. I have a question. Are you intrigued by what I'm doing, or were you just being supportive? Does that make sense? But if there's no story, there was no comment. There was no like, right? So she's going to come back. And when she comes back and she says to me, well, actually, I'm intrigued, I'm going to say, oh my goodness. And I go back to, you guys know this, like from our last training, invite, pique interest, 2-on-1 chat and follow up. I'm going to take her right back into my system, right? And I'm going to say, Corey's going to say, I'm interested. I'm going to say, Corey, I would absolutely love for you to take a look at are you open to taking a look at my landing page and watching the first 3-minute video? I'm going to send it over to you now. I'm going to send it over to her. Then I'm going to follow up. And then I'm going to say to her, what questions do you have? She's going to ask. I'm going to say, do you have time to look at a 24-minute video? I'm going to send that to her. and she's going to have more questions. I'm going to put her in a 3-way chat with my friend, my upline, who's going to help me get her closed. And I'm going to do that over and over again. Okay. So you pick your poison with this, you guys. You pick your poison. You could go through your phone contact list. There's nothing wrong with this. Not a thing wrong with it. And it works. But you could go through your phone contact list and you can write down the 300 people that you've not talked to in 5 years. And you can reach out to them and you can say, how are you? I haven't talked to you in 5 years. And they're going to come back and say something to you. And then you can leave them an audio and say, are you open? Or you can get social and you can create warmth and never have to go into that odd feeling. Okay. I hope this is helping you guys. Okay. I think the last thing I'll say, because we're going to go more, we're going to dive into this section by section over the next few weeks. But the next thing that I want you guys to really wrap your mind around is this. Your social media is the best follow-up tool in the world. Okay. As long as you're staying on point and you're continuing your story of what's happening in your life and what's going on, and you're doing those right hook posts, and on your stories, you're talking about your life and you're showing your time freedom, people are going to keep coming back and watching. And I cannot tell you how many people that you will take through our recruiting system that keep watching your social media that come back and go, okay, I'm ready now. I've been watching you. I'm ready now. Can't tell you how many people that have said, I've been watching you that I didn't even know were watching me. And so I want to encourage you guys to do that. I'm going to take a couple chats and then we're going to go. I think that I saw a question. Okay, I'm just going to take questions. Do you really only spend less than an hour creating all your amazing content yourself? Yeah, I do spend way less than an hour a day. I mean, I do my reels, like for a while I was batch producing. So I would take 2 hours and I would go in and record all my videos. Last night I did my videos for yesterday and today. So sometimes I'll just do them really fast. A lot of my posts will just come to me, like they're very authentic. Like I don't pre-write them. Like I'd be thinking, you know what, I feel like my team or my avatar needs to know this is what's going on in my mind, and I'll just like put it out there. But I don't spend a ton of time really. Okay, what questions do you guys have? Anybody? 1 reel a day is enough. I mean, they'll say 2 or 3, but for this moment, if you're doing nothing, 1 a day is fine. A live cannot be pre-recorded. A live is a live. Say you're going live. That is the biggest engagement that you can get, is to go live. You can do a pre-recorded video though, but a live is something that is going to give you more engagement. Okay, questions? I'm hoping
I have a question. I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay, when you're making your list off your stories, do you only write down the people that have liked it or made a comment, or just anybody that's on there like on a daily basis?
Oh, I'm looking to see who's watching it.
Okay.
Because
okay.
if they're watching me over and over and over again, they are shopping in my store. I'll write down their name on my prospect list, and then I'll reach out to them and I'll literally, go into the audio. Lisa, oh my gosh, how are you? I was just thinking about you because you've always been one of the nicest people that I know. I love watching the pictures of your family. Listen, would you be open to taking a look at what I'm doing now? And I'm able to say that to you because if you're looking at my stories, this isn't a cold call. You know what I've been doing.
Okay. Thank you.
Huh? Are you going to teach us? Oh, wait, those things are coming at me fast. Just do a live about anything you want. If you already did that live, are you going to teach us how to do the verbal overlay like on your post? Love what you post. Yes. We're going to do some of that skill set stuff next week, but in the meantime, get a 15-year-old, but we will do it next week. Is it best to use personal profile or make a business profile? There are so many different schools of thought, but I would just continue on with your personal profile right now. Yes, YouTube does have tutorials on everything, that's for sure. Okay, any other questions?
I did just have
Amy.
one question.
Okay, Janelle.
Regarding when I love how you said, "Hey, are you just being supportive? Are you intrigued?" You said what to say if they are intrigued, but if they're supportive, do we just keep, business as usual? Thank you so much for your support, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
and go on.
Yep, you say that's so cool. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I love watching you too, because I still think they're interested. I don't say that to them, but then I just go on. Uh-huh. Yeah. All right. Anybody else?
Amy, on the 3-2-1, I know you have said this a million times, but I'm just trying to clarify for myself. Is that every day and on stories, or is it every day across the board, 3-2-1?
No, on your stories are free for all. Your stories are free for all. So when I'm at my best, I'm typically doing 6 stories a day. I've been a little not my best lately, but when I'm at my best, like really engaged, I'm trying to do 6 stories a day. And that's really whatever it's about. I'm really focused on my business, like I am right now. That's going to be a lot about my stories, like if that makes sense, a lot about my business, because that's really what I'm focused on right now. But I'm going to show that. And I don't really like, I could do 6 business posts on my stories. Like that's okay. When it comes to my wall or my grid, like my walls, like what you look at, or the grid on Instagram, that's where I'm doing 3-2-1. And that I really only usually do 1 post a day. So when somebody goes to my post on my wall or my grid and they're looking at it, it really should look a little bit more like 3-2-1, where I'm giving content about different stuff, whatever that is. Mine's more positive and motivation. And then 2 times it might kind of like dip into 3 a little bit, and then 1 really good right hook. Keegan said
And
more
so
than 50%.
And that goes over on how many days worth, like the 3-2-1 would be a couple of days worth, or just like that's every day, 3-2-1?
Like if you're only posting once a day, that's gonna be like in 6 days, it would be 3-2-1.
Okay.
But if you're posting more, like you're posting twice a day, then that's gonna be 3-2-1 over a 3-day period. Does that make sense? Because you're posting more.
All right, thank you.
You just don't want people to go, oh gosh, now she's doing a company. You want people like, man, I love following her because she's on this wellness journey and she's giving ideas about this or that, and that type of thing. Okay, anybody else? And like I said, this is not growing. This is just about, I want to just clarify, this isn't like, how do you get your following to 100,000? This is how do you get real prospects through friendship and engagement. Okay. You guys good? Yeah. All right. Well, how do I incorporate 2 businesses, 3 and real estate when avatars are different? I feel like that question would be a really good private question. So let's send that, get with your upline, whoever that is, and put me in a group chat, and let's talk about that one privately. All right, you guys, I appreciate you guys. I hope this helps. You guys are awesome. Have an amazing, amazing day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.